YouTube monetizes medical misinformation, and the competitor is anybody like me who says don't monetize my channel and debunks it. My account has been terminated for violating community guidelines. We permanently remove your channel from YouTube. We think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We don't allow claims about COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the World Health Organization. You forgot also Centers for Disease Control, CDC. We have reviewed your content, no you did not, and found severe and repeated violations of community guidelines. No, you made those claims and then took them down because I responded and you had to acknowledge that all of the previous strikes, there's like 5, should be removed and were. I don't have any strikes against my channel. What are you talking about? If we think a channel severely violates our policies, we take it down to protect other users on the platform. It's our job to make sure YouTube is a safe place for all, except debunkers like me that point out that a anti-vaccination conspiracy theorist and activist sat down and lied to lawmakers in Ohio, I think it is, and that an osteopath named Sherry Tenpenny, who may or may not actually have medical knowledge, doesn't know how magnets work. We've issued a 3rd strike against your account. I didn't have 3 strikes today. It was, at that point, 2. You're lying about the number of strikes on purpose to rub my nose in the fact that you can make up rules and ignore them. Your channel has been permanently removed from YouTube. As we mentioned in previous emails, repeated and severe violations of community guidelines can result in account termination, except that you rescinded that claim about every one of them because you had to admit they were not appropriate. Because of this, we've removed your channel from YouTube. Going forward, you won't be able to access, possess, or create any other YouTube channels. Yeah, that worked the last 2 times you did it. One time my YouTube channel was taken down ostensibly because I am guilty of hate speech for saying Adolf Hitler was an asshole. No, I'm not kidding. What was actually going on is I had YouTube videos up explaining to people how they could disable YouTube features they didn't need and didn't want to improve their safety and security, and at one point how to opt out of your features. That made you angry, didn't it? On another channel, it was taken down because I not only refused to set up a Gmail account and a Google Plus account because you're a monopoly, and that was proof of it. I showed people how to do it, and you didn't like that. Explicit complaint was that I was promoting hacking or wares when you had that feature. And then eventually I had to admit I didn't do that and just decided we're just going to kill your account because we can get away with it. You can look at an archive.vn, archive today, listing of my YouTube channel, and you can look at all the different pages of it, and the asterisk at the end of it tells you that, so you can see what videos I had up and see how evil I am. The video that was used as the excuse this fucking time is me making fun of Sherry Tenpenny, an anti-vax, anti-mask fake MD who's an osteopath who made claims about 5G, microchips, autoimmune disorders, and magnets instead of sweat causing adhesion of keys and spoons to people, much like ICP in their Miracles video saying, because I don't understand physics and magnets, therefore God must exist. I made a joke that you could use a stud finder instead, or something else, at least kind of makes sense, since most keys are not magnetic, they're brass or brass-based, and that some, but not all, spoons are stainless steel that can be magnetic, but that's not the point because it's a parlor trick people learn when they're in grade school. You could contact a medical doctor and learn something. You could contact a non-medical doctor, osteopath of manual medicine, that's probably what she is, or maybe she's claiming she's a full-scope medical practitioner and an osteopathic physician. But either way, her not knowing how magnets work, it's far outside of her knowledge base, means that she simply said something wrong. But her saying things that are medically incorrect should result in her being forbidden from having patients for life until she acknowledges she was wrong. That may be more difficult than her admitting she lied. She's an activist. They don't care about being accused of being liars. They're propagandists by nature. Me insulting her. Maybe I was flagged for that? No. Martinistic stainless steels can be magnetic. Some keys are made out of steel to make them more durable, I guess. But I also pointed out in the video, yes, some drugs can trigger autoimmune reactions, short-term and sometimes chronically, and side effects. The effects can result in things looking like or becoming lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis. Technically, this is true. But unless somebody has some of those symptoms, these happen by chronic, it has to take 2 years for you to know you've got it. You can't make a claim about a vaccine that's only been available since December or January this year. Now, me saying things factually true like that upsets Google for a very simple reason. They will demonetize a video that's medical misinformation. You all know that within the video. Over in the upper right-hand corner of the screen you're looking at, they probably put up ads anyway. Even though it says right there that you shouldn't really believe what you're hearing here, they'll put ads up. YouTube and Google, and by extension their parent company, Alphabet, which is a monopoly by definition these days, and you know it, exploits misinformation, medical or otherwise, to make money. Or they wouldn't run any form of advertising on their page at all. By prima facie evidence, they're making money off of it. They just don't give it to the person who uploaded the video, that's all. They're not demonetizing the subject matter. They're exploiting it. And they lie about this. And people like me who debunk these conspiracy theories by pointing out the person simply made a mistake, which is enough. I mean, if you made a mistake, your principle of what you came up with for your theory is wrong, you should start over. They don't do that. Liars don't restart. Me pointing out that this has been pointed out to you repeatedly, and you can check on it, and it's factually true that you've said something that's untrue. At that point, you're now lying because you won't correct your behavior. And then finally we get to the point that people who are chronically doing it, Sherry Tenpenny being an activist and an anti-vaxxer, has promoted sometimes dangerous information. What does that mean? She tells people to do things that will get them killed or someone else. At that point, the person shouldn't be allowed to have a platform. But yet, Vaxxed and Plandemic and other videos that me and a bunch of other people on Reddit, I did it informally, I didn't sign up on Reddit, flagged, are still up. They carry the little warning. The advertisement isn't in the video, so the uploader doesn't make money. But YouTube has their ads over here pulsing away, making them money. YouTube and Google monetize medical misinformation, and until they fucking stop doing it, they're guilty. Period. Next, flagging people who debunk conspiracy theories, which seems to compete with them because I don't monetize anything and they're not going to make money off of my little video, injects fear, uncertainty, and doubt as to whether or not these conspiracy theorists are telling the truth. Yeah, that's the point. I'm debunking them. They don't get flagged. These videos were not taken down. When we flagged them, they weren't taken down. My video telling you that they're lying to you, that they don't know how a fucking magnet works, or in one case, a channel being taken down for saying Adolf Hitler was an asshole and it was taken down for hate speech. I get flagged. Proof's in the pudding. Especially if you're a joker. I've had videos on my channel, I did this as an experiment, that promoted a conspiracy theory. It received an offer for monetization. All right, this was a long time ago. YouTube and Google are not flagging things for medical misinformation because they are. They specifically only flag videos that debunk medical misinformation as medical misinformation. When they took down the channel, they said I had 3 strikes, but the other strikes had been removed because they had to admit, which they did not like, that they had flagged the videos incorrectly because me telling you to wear a mask isn't medical misinformation. Me explaining how a mask works is not medical misinformation. They had to admit that they flagged me for the exact opposite of what it was, but they wouldn't admit it. They just let the video come back up. This is a pattern of behavior that's not deniable. Now we're at the 9-minute mark. Dear reviewer of this video, using this video to review my channel, you might be sitting there, you might identify in various ways, you might have odd colored hair, you might have different ideas, and you might think working at Google is going to promote the world being friendly to you. Watch the previous part of this video and find out that you are part of a mechanism that will not make the world better for you. I debunk conspiracy theories. I make fun of conspiracy theorists and liars and point out that they can't figure out how magnets work. It must be a miracle. I make fun of them. I made a video making fun of Sherry Tenpenny and a friend of hers, lying, not making a mistake, lying about medical information. And I put in links that lead to Pharmacy Times, Healthline, Susan Baker, MD, Wikipedia, Know Your Meme for the Miracles, Fucking Magnets, How Do They Work by ICP. Sherry Tenpenny link for Wikipedia. Osteopathy, Doctor of Osteopathy Medicine on Wikipedia explained there's a difference between them, and she's probably not really a medical doctor. Chemistry Stack Exchange. Spoon on your nose, Brian Williams Science explaining how a spoon can stick to your nose and it's not a magnet. On and on and on. Pointing out that a parlor trick is not proof, that lying is not fact, that a person claiming to be helping the world on a medical basis but tells people to do something medically unsound should not legally be permitted to ever claim to be a doctor again. My video was flagged for medical misinformation for pointing it out, and you are hearing this. And you are at a job site where if you are even thinking of correcting the Google bot that did this, or whatever, you may not even know what caused this flagging, you are at risk of being fired for correcting Google. And you know it. Do you really believe that a large corporation wouldn't exploit you to make you miserable? The whole point of a sociopath or a narcissist in a relationship, do you feel like you're in a bad relationship where if you do everything the way you should be, the way you're told to do it, they'll punish you? Like with me. I followed the rules. I had one strike on the channel that had expired. I had several others, which had been acknowledged by Google to be inappropriately applied. They shouldn't have taken down my channel. This isn't the first time I've applied for having a channel restored. And by the way, I've had channels restored, but they still left all the strikes on because they wanted to keep their thumb on me. Just keep me under their thumb. That's not oppression. Oh, well, waptek must be some evil Republican or something else they can tell me I'm supposed to hate. Right. Remember that over 9,000 Google volunteers they didn't have to pay for? They were supposed to help flag everything, but not get paid? Maybe you got to play in the ball pit next? That's a joke, by the way. You know that one. Me pointing out that you're being exploited and manipulated and told that you're doing good that's going to make everything better. Let me guess, they hire a bunch of poor people who feel ousted from society or picked on and keep feeding you the belief that that's what's going on and you should exist in that. This will be hate speech now, right? Me pointing out that a large corporation is exploiting you and is exploiting its viewers and getting you to go along with it so they can have a tacit level of deniability. Like when they put a video over here on Vaxxed or Plandemic, but they don't put it in the video and they don't reward the person who uploaded it, that's totally socially correct. If anybody's not aware of what cancel culture is, the idea with a cancel culture memes you hear on the net, is that a group of people get together and try to pressure some people who do monetization, to not do it anymore. Take all the advertisers away. That's what it came from, to cancel, to force a cancellation of a TV show or something on the internet. YouTube avoids that by making sure that they don't put advertisements in the video. And I don't let my videos get monetized. Oh, wait a minute, that makes me an enemy because I'm not promoting money for them. Again, you work at YouTube and you're reviewing this, they go out of their way to hire people so they can virtue signal that they're not just a corporation that's money grubbing. And you're sitting there and you know that they're going to keep pushing you and making you miserable. They're going to keep shoving your nose in, well, these are our rules and you should follow them. And the minute you follow them to the letter by doing the right thing, they punish you and you know it, right? Is it getting under your skin yet? Because it's supposed to. You're in a bad relationship. You're in a toxic environment, a hostile work environment. But they don't have rules about that. Sort of like Amazon. They just exploit people. We don't pay for our service on YouTube, so we're the product. And they don't like my product. I prove to people they can check whether or not they're being lied to. I give them the tools to look it up. You can just take a magnet and see if your keys stick to it to test whether or not Sherry Tenpenny and her friend are stupid, much less lying. A person or a corporation that makes a mistake and doesn't correct it is lying. If you work at Google and you're reviewing this video, reviewing my channel, you watching this video on one of my other channels, how does it feel? Learn from this mistake you've made. Google and YouTube are wrong and they need to correct their behavior. Are they just letting the bot get away with it, or did they program it this way? Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.